Hey, Jane.
Hi, Jake. Let's talk about how I almost killed you over this canyon crossing.
Why would anyone have any objection to something in a game as lovely as this area?
So originally, when we first built this whole canyon, you can only walk through the bottom where the creek is.
It looks really lovely when you're walking along the bottom looking up.
And you cannot get close to anything.
You can just
up here.
imagine what the top of the canyon looks like, and you don't ever have to see it or make it.
Basically, there was nothing up here.
But what if, think about this though, what if you could walk across the top of it and look down, and then we built all of that too?
I just remember the day when you mocked this out in the paper map and just gingerly just showed it to me. And then I looked at it and I was like,
what's that line? What's that line doing going over there?
No way, Jake.
There was no way I was going to win that. I mean, I ended up just building a lot of it myself to try
and I think you were like, okay, how about this other thing? I was like, okay, this other thing is fine, but this is definitely not happening.
I just secretly built a million walls and trees and did every single thing that I possibly could to make it so
but
you would look at it.
You did a good job though, because the thing I was really worried about was when you're up there, you end up seeing basically the whole length of the canyon, and then also all the way to basically towards Delilah's tower, which means it's
right,
way
all the way through the Beartooth Point.
It would be
area,
way too much game to try to draw.
Mule Point.
So that was the original sort of
It was a lot of very careful Then you go around this turn, and then you secretly drop down 3 feet, and a bunch of huge trees come up. I was very happy that we were able to get the canyon crossing in, because it's one of the few places where I think you do a total figure 8 over yourself.
It was nice that you managed to problem solve all the sightline areas before I lose my mind.
Thanks for not killing me. I'm alive to be on this commentary track.
What are you going to do when the fire season wraps up? Are you going to go be with her? Just go back to Boulder? You should go be with her. That's my opinion. Sorry for the umpteenth time.
I'll probably just head back to Boulder and, I don't know, I'll figure out what's next. Maybe I'll move. No.
You should go see her. Yes, you love her.
If she remembers me.
I know I don't know anything about your situation, but I think you should go or you'll regret it. She'd love to see you. I think you should go.
We meet again, Widowmaker. You haven't beat me yet.
You ready to give it another shot?
Do I seriously have to?
To get down to 5 Mile Creek? Yeah, afraid so. It's quite a ways downhill from here.
Hi, this is Will.
And this is James again.
We're talking about the rope right now. You should be one nearby.
Yeah, the rope was the very, very first thing I ever did on the entire game. It kind of seeped into being quite an important part of the world layout. We sort of had this whole Metroidvania items thing, and the rope was very much our first that's the rockets that let you get through the door in Metroid. It was such an early flag we planted in the ground for ourselves. So yeah, there were lots of technical things, weren't there?
All the rope climbs are different. All the rope slides are different. Minorly different, but different enough. So the rope had to be physically simulated. It couldn't be just a pre-canned animation. In order to get that to work, took a ton of time, lots of iterations. In the end, I had to basically make Henry's hand a gravity well whenever he's on the rope, and then grab the nearest parts of the rope and reskin them to bones that I was just making out of math around Henry's hand and belt. So his left hand, right hand, and belt are all take over as fake bones, and we reskin the rope every frame to get that to match up perfectly. And if you look real close at the rope, you can see sort of a little bit in front of his hands, the texture on it, the tiling changes and kind of squishes and stretches and squishes and stretches as you go down. And that's because the rope position doesn't naturally always line up with even spacing when I swap in those fake bones.
Yeah, the rope is one of the best examples if you were to zoom the camera out and look at what's going on, where I'm sort of animating by the seat of my pants and just keeping his hands in the perfect position so that transition between the physics rope and the skinning version of the rope, doesn't blend too strangely. And it's probably the set of animations in the game that has the most versions made. There's probably 10 different versions of climbing down. There used to be things where your hands would swap in front of you, picking the rope from one to the other, and obviously that is unbelievably, ridiculously complicated once we had a physical rope. And
nice thing is you can get on it from anywhere and at any time, and it all works. So it was worth it in the end, but quite a bit of effort.
I found a sweatshirt from the University of Eastern Colorado. Maybe it's one of the girls? I mean, it's been here a long time.
There's a University of Eastern Colorado?
I really don't think there is.
Why would somebody make that up?
Right, and then put it on a sweatshirt.
The world's a weird place.
Hello, this is Jane again,
And Chris.
and we are now by the lake. And you might be noticing that there's some really sweet duck sounds by the lake.
Jane bugged me for duck sounds for months. Actually, one of them, the oldest, we track our tasks on the game with like a task tracker or a bug tracker. So you rank them all by priority. And I think the like lowest or second lowest priority thing on my list for months was duck sounds for Jane. And that just sat there until I think one day I just didn't have a lot to do. And I was like, you know what? I'm doing it. I'm bumping the duck sounds up the chain. I think I just looked on the internet for public domain duck noises.
Yeah, I think you were actually wondering what kind of ducks there would be too. You were
I
very
looked it
thorough.
up. I researched it, and I think I was like mainly there. You know, like I think I fudged it a little bit because I didn't want it to just be like the same two. I wanted there to be a variety so it didn't get annoying if you hung out there for a
It's
while.
not just ducks, it's like waterfowl.
Yeah,
of all
so
kinds.
I branched out a bit, but we got them in.
Yay!
Thanks for bugging me about the duck sounds.
Yeah, it won't be a real lake without duck sounds.
Exactly.
Yep. Do you think those girls could be behind this fence?
Well, having once been an ornery young woman, the last thing I would do is climb a fence. Especially if I knew I was in trouble.
I don't even know how I would get in.
It's really strange that that's out there, by the way.
Yeah, it's weird. Hey, remember that guy from yesterday, the guy I saw hiking home?
Yes?
Maybe he was from this fence place.
From the land of the fence.
Yes.
You know what? I'll make a note. You might be on to something.
What the hell?
I'm doing a crossword and I figured out the theme. It's homonyms. Pears, pears, pears. The clue was couples peeling fruit. Anyway, hope you're having a good afternoon.
Thanks. How many hikers go missing in the Shoshone?
More than none, unfortunately, with most of them being in this area. The thoroughfare because it's so remote. Why?
I found an old flyer for a missing hiker. It just got me thinking, that's all. Like how you said one day you were talking to the Goodwins and then the next you weren't.
Ned Goodwin didn't get mauled by a bear or stuck in a ravine. He was just a PTSD'd a-hole who dragged his son out to do a job and realized it was a bad idea.
PTSD? That doesn't sound good.
Yeah, I don't know. He was in the army. He was off. It's actually the saddest story. He was only discharged because his mother, Brian's grandmother, died. She'd been taking care of him, and Ned was the only next of kin.
Damn. And you got to know Brian a little bit?
Yeah, I talked to him way more than I'd talked to Ned, that's for sure.
How was he at, spotting fires?
Better than you. He actually liked to stay in the tower.
Boy, for as dry as it is this summer, there's an area down here that's lush.
Oh, you must be talking about the Aspen Grove down there.
Yeah, I think that's where I am.
Those trees are actually one root organism. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Yeah, they share their water as a colony that can live for hundreds of years, even through fire. Can you believe you're actually getting paid to learn all of these amazing things? Also, by what it looks like on this map, you'll be coming up on a stream that should lead you towards where we saw that smoke.
Hey, what's to the south of here?
Mexico? Is this some sort of riddle?
I just have a nice view to the south. You know, trees and mountains forever.
Well, eventually you'll wander into the area overseen by Chimney Rock Lookout, but that's probably an impossible hike in terms of terrain.
There's a really nice waterfall down here. Given those girls love a skinny dipping, I bet they're nearby.
Hi, this is Ollie again.
And this is Syndra. I worked as a character artist.
One of the most important things about this game, from our point of view, was to try and get the player to kind of inhabit this character Henry, and a big part of that was his character design. We wanted him to be a little different to the regular kind of character you might expect from this kind of game. He's a little older, a little more portly, and we wanted to make sure that, you know, when you look down, you can see your body and you really like feel as if you are playing this character. And to do that, I designed him from the point of view of like trying to make him feel like an older man in terms of the way he moved, looked. We used a lot of, I guess, reference for this, particularly comedian Louis C.K. was one that we
Yeah, I
kept
had
going back to.
like a mood board that I made that's just essentially just like a collage of Louis C.K. and there was also a fair bit of like Wreck-It Ralph and like the Heavy from Team Fortress, sort of like these heavy sort of slow moving characters. So actually when I was modeling, I would actually put like a camera in Henry's head so I could look down at his body, which is like, I think most designed characters for third-person games and mobile and stuff like that, I was not used to, you know, designing anything from that perspective. The initial model I sent you guys was pretty much just a bunch of primitives mashed together, like really rough, sort of like, you know, early Dreamcast 3D kind of looking stuff, just to get like a feel for the, you know, just proportions and to give James something to rig so he could just get something moving and kind of get a preview of the motions, because, you know, you don't need like a fully formed, highly detailed 3D model to just do animation. So actually nailing that stuff early on was really important, I think.
One of the biggest focuses was the hands, because those are the things that the player sees the most, and they're the most sort of expressive Henry. So we wanted to make sure that the shapes were really simple and bold and evocative in order to allow James, our animator, kind of give him the best material to work with, portray the character through those motions.
Yeah, they're practically the main character.
There's some cloth out here. It looks like it was torn from something.
Strange.
I'll keep looking around. Found one of their empties. Guess we're on the right track.
Roger that.
Well, I found the source of that fabric. Their tent looks like it's been through the shredder.
You're there? Where are they?
I don't know. Gone. This whole place is torn apart.
What happened? Hey, just look around, okay? See what the deal is. Actually, you've got that camera, right? It might be a good idea to get a few snaps, just in case.
Yeah, good thinking. You know, maybe I should take one of their sleeping bags as payback.
At this stage, take whatever you want.
Some of their clothes are all torn up.
That's not good.
Looks like someone left a note.
Intriguing. Maybe you should read it.
Okay, yeah.
Let me know what it says.
Oh, they're gone for sure.
Well, what's it say?
It's just, it's an apology for all the trouble.
Well, good. They should be sorry. Is everything okay? Can we put this to bed?
Well, I mean, I'm using apology a little loosely here.
Oh, really?
Well, they were upset about getting busted over the fireworks, I think.
So they tore their own campsite apart in a rage?
No, but I think they think that maybe I did it.
Look, you didn't, right?
Right.
'Cause what's done is done.
I mean, their campsite's destroyed. My tower got trashed. Maybe they did do both. I don't know. It's really weird.
Weird stuff happens in the woods. It could be other campers. They could be having a bad mushroom trip. We really don't know. But they're gone. There's no way to call the cops. They're not coming back. And we can get to work. I'd really like to start enjoying a quiet summer. Hey, Henry?
Yeah.
What do you look like?
Why are you asking?
Because I'm horribly superficial.
I could be Tom Cruise's good-looking twin brother.
Oh, that's too bad. I read in People he's like 5'0" nothing.
Yeah, well, you can't win them all.
Okay, well, that gives me a good start. Now let's see. In my scope, I can only tell you're a white guy wearing shorts.
It's hot. And maybe, by the way, I'm not white. It's not very, PC or whatever they say.
Oh my god, you are the whitest man. Wow. I don't need a spotting scope for that. And if not shorts, then what do you normally like to wear?
I don't know. I like to look nice, usually. Well, I try now, I guess.
Had a bit of a schlubby period, did we?
Yeah, a good 25, 30 years, yeah.
But, now you'll put on a clean shirt?
Yeah, well, I have one that I got for Christmas, actually. Just, it's navy with white buttons, but I like it. I don't wear it that much, though.
Well, it sounds just perfect. Now tell me about your face. I'm looking at you across the bar. What do I see?
Well, I have a thin mustache, real thin mustache. I got a long scar, goes down across my eye and down my cheek.
Well, I just happen to have a thing for thin mustaches. The thinner and pervier, the better.
Well, then you are in luck.
And a horrible scar. Just perfect. I want to know about your eyes.
Get out of here.
I'm drawing you. I need to know.
You're what?
Is that okay? Don't answer. I'm gonna do it regardless.
Fine.
Your eyes, tell me.
They look tired, I think.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you know, you hit a certain age and you think you're a younger person who just looks tired all the time.
Speak for yourself, mister.
But I guess that's getting old.
Well, some people might see distinguished. Okay, got it. Thank you, Henry.
You get what you need?
Absolutely.